Fran, when you look back at the last 2.5 minutes of the first half when the game changed, what happened to make that go so right?
I thought it was our defensive intensity. We got a couple steals and, typical moving and sharing the ball. That's what we do. And that continued, right? I mean, the defense was better in the second half. 23 assists, 7 turns. We lost up there. We turned it 14 times, if you remember. You can't do that. Certainly can't do it on the road.
Have you seen a stat line where somebody has 13 assists?
No, I said that to Connor afterwards. I've never seen that. A really impressive game by him on a number of different levels. Just calmed everybody down and, drove it. We were in the bonus, flashed into the high post when they went zone, and just made plays from there. It brings it up against the press. Garden, really good players. He was spectacular tonight. And Philip and Patrick were sick for the last 2 days, so really impressive effort by both of them. I didn't know what we'd get out of either of them. Philip was great. Of course, he got in foul trouble. I was going to go back to him, but with what he's been through the last 2 days, I kept him out. Patrick seemed to be okay, so I let him play through it. He needs to get his legs back under him.
Frankly, on top of that, Connor, I think, was a big reason why Bryce Sensabaugh had 5 turnovers, a lot of defensive pressure on. But just from the standpoint of Connor's overall value to this team, if you were the opposing coach, how would you scout Connor's game?
Well, I would pay a lot of attention to him because he's in the middle of just about everything. I would have a great appreciation for him. Because, you think about it, when you prepare to play against somebody, Chris probably watched 15 tapes on us. So you see what he does over and over and over. So you got to put some heat on him. And that, obviously what are you going to do with Chris? What are you going to do with Tony? What are you going to do with Philip in the post? We got a lot of different guys, when Patrick and Peyton come in. But he's a guy that you have to really pay attention to.
Some of his passes were just so quick. Is that just the age and the experience that makes those plays?
In all honesty, he was doing that as a freshman in high school. He made sure Wyatt Lohaus led the state in scoring. He knew, that kid was special, and he got him the ball. And that's the key. The point you just made is the key to it all. You can't throw it too soon. You can't throw it too late. You got to throw it at the right time. And that's what he does every time.
Fran, how does the offense differ when Aaron and Tony really get going, especially early in that second half? They had 13 of the first 20 points.
Yeah, I think the key is for them to be aggressive, and they were certainly, both of them were really aggressive tonight, and we need that from them.
What were the main differences on the defensive end and also defensive rebounding, keeping Ohio State off of the offensive boards?
Yeah, I think that's crucial. I mean, they got a lot of running rebounders. They only got 2 back. They missed 21 shots, only got 2 back. That gives you. That's going to give you. You look at that stat line, you're going to have a shot to win. So good job by our guys. Would like to have done a better job on McNeil. He got free a couple times early, and he got cooking. But he made some tough shots, too. But the bottom line is we didn't give him any seconds, any putbacks, no easy baskets. And we kept them off the free throw line the entire second half.
You've won 9 out of your last 12, all against Big Ten opponents. And you've had a lot of people in and out of the lineup for various reasons. How have you been able to persevere through that as a team?
We got good kids. They're winners. They're positive. The thing that bothers me is I want to get Dix and Bowen more minutes. Those 2 guys, and I keep saying that. It's just with the way the other guys are playing and the way the games are going, it's been hard. And I'd like to get Ogundele and Mulvey some opportunities, but we've kind of. You wanted to keep Patrick and Peyton, Connor and Chris out there if we have to take Philip out. And, Josh Dix is a guy that I trust, and same with DeSante. So I'm, pretty much going to go with those guys.
1 or 2 more. Talking about the defensive intensity, you guys stressed that before this one, making it better.
Yeah, it had to be better than the last time. I mean, if you remember, it was a game. It was in the balance with 11 minutes to go, and then we kept kind of cutting it to 8, and we couldn't get it. They would go back to 10. It would go to 8. It would go to 11. and then it went from 10 to 16. So we couldn't let it get there, which we didn't.
What kind of led up to that? You know, what was different about maybe preparation or?
Well, I think they knew, like, our defense had been pretty good. Our defense was great on Sunday. You know, we missed 12 layups in the first half, and we're still winning the game. You only do that if you're playing defense. And so they're really proud of the fact that they were locked in together. Because this team's got a lot of guys that go off the bounce and score. I mean, you go right down the line, pretty much everybody. You know, obviously Key's a post-up guy, and Pyra's a post-up guy. The other guys can all take you off the dribble. And they all have girth, and they have physicality. So you gotta know, when you're in the gaps and who you're closing out to. And they got 2 great three-point shooters. So, I mean, we did a really good job on those guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ron.